Welcome back to The Score. We're inside of NAU-TV's brand new HD Studio B, and we're talking NAU men's basketball with the new head coach of the Lumberjack basketball team, Jack Murphy. Jack, thanks for joining us.
Mitch, thank you for having me.
It's been a whirlwind for you, hasn't it?
It has been. It has been. It seems like April was a few years ago, not a few months ago.
A lot of things you had to do when you came in the door, but you also had to get ready to execute some summer practices, which is a new dynamic in college basketball, and you were able to get that done. Talk about that.
Yeah, this was the first summer that the NCAA allowed us to work with our players. We got up to 8 weeks. And didn't have to be consecutive, so you could go 4 weeks, take a week off, then 4 more weeks with 2 hours of work per week. And it could be full team or in groups. So we started off in June in small groups, baby steps, and by the time July hit, we had full team practices. And I think it was advantageous for us because it allowed the players to get to know not only myself but my staff, and for us as a staff to get to know our players. So we had a leg up going into August and September workouts when school started.
You know, you also just recently took the team and you summited Mount Humphreys, which is the highest point in the state of Arizona. Talk to me about how that came about.
Well, my assistant, Matt Dunn, who came with me from the University of Memphis, he's climbed the mountain 4 times already in the short amount of time that we've been here. So either he gets great cell phone service up there, there's a great recruit on top, or he just likes doing it. I don't know why he keeps going up there, but he talked to me about it, and I thought that it would be a really neat thing for us to accomplish as a team because we have 6 seniors. Many of those seniors have been in the conference semifinals of the conference tournament. They've made the conference tournament. They've done well in the past. But they've always hit a wall. They've always hit something in their path that they haven't been able to overcome. And I want this year's team to have the mindset that we can overcome anything. So when you start climbing the mountain, you don't realize, number one, how long it's going to take, how many peaks and valleys there are, how many times you think that you've reached the top and you really haven't. You have to keep going. And I thought it was a good metaphor, not only for life, but also for our basketball team, and something that really brought us together. I'm not going to say everyone enjoyed every minute of it, and they loved it, but I think at the end, every single one of our team members and coaches appreciated that we did it together. And that's a common theme for us, is doing things together. We are in this together.
Jack, were you sucking oxygen up there at 12,000 plus feet above sea level?
You know what? I couldn't suck it too hard because I had to show the players that I could do it. So if I was the weakest link, then that wouldn't look good when we got back to practice. So, but I have to commend our athletic trainer, Sarah Shute. Sarah came with us, and she did an amazing job with us and accomplished it all the way. So she kind of. She was one of the toughest people on the mountain, so she kept us all going. I have to commend Sarah.
Jack, you had a really, really well-attended coaches clinic, if you will, this past summer in Flagstaff, where you brought in George Karl, you brought in a variety of other coaches from the professional, the NBA, and also the college ranks, and brought coaches together in general to hear from them. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I was very fortunate. When I first got the job, I obviously have a lot of people that I've worked for or worked with or know that I love and respect, and they're part of the reason I am where I am today. And George Karl, Mike Dunlap, Josh Pastner included, among others. So the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to bring coaches, high school coaches, junior college coaches from around the state and around the area together and kind of let them know what we're doing up here in Flagstaff at NAU. And fortunately enough, I was able to convince Coach Karl, Coach Dunlap, who's the new head coach of the Charlotte Bobcats, Josh Pastner from Memphis, among others, to come out and support that. And it was a great day and a half. It started on a Friday afternoon and led into a Saturday evening. And every response that we've gotten from all the coaches has been fantastic. And when you're able to learn from that group of coaches, it's a great thing because it just shows the camaraderie that you have within the coaching fraternity. And to do that here in Flagstaff, I thought was very unique.
You opened up at Oregon out of the Pac-12 to start the regular season. 6 straight games on the road. Some pretty tough opponents from major conferences. Your take on that?
There's some very difficult opponents. Coach Altman in Oregon, UNLV with Dave Rice. They have a great recruiting class. And then obviously we end the month of November at Arizona. But it's one of those things where we're going to find out where we are very early on. Our goal is to be the best team that we can be for 3 days in March. We want to make the Big Sky Conference Tournament, and then we want to win the Big Sky Conference Tournament. That's our goal. And so what happens in November can only help us building if we keep the correct mindset and correct framework going forward. We want to be the best team we can be in March. November is a building block. We understand it's going to be difficult. We're going to rise to meet the challenge, but the outcome, is out of our hands in some ways. So we're just going to be there and get better as the season progresses, and hoping that you and all the other Lumberjack fans are there with us along the way.
We'll be there, Jack. Well done. Thanks for joining us here on The Score. It's good to have you.
Thank you so much, Mitch. I appreciate it.
When we come back, Travis Dorfler joins us to cheer in the Coach's Corner.